You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
Where Good Ideas Die, Republican breaks ranks in revolt against Trump, based on an article by Matthew Ross. Trump breaks the Senate, then Republicans call it dysfunction. Republicans are now describing a Senate so warped by Trump that good ideas are going to die, while Trump presses them to scrap the filibuster and dodge the limits his own party keeps invoking. The source material says the quiet part plainly. This is not a chamber stunned by chaos. It is a governing class helping one man avoid accountability for his failures. Who actually has power? The real power center here is Trump, not the senators now pretending to be spectators. He has the loyalty, the media gravity, and the ability to turn institutional weakness into a personal weapon. Republican lawmakers can complain about gridlock all they want, but they still sit inside the machinery that keeps him in place. That is the key fact the article almost gets right by accident. These are not powerless people trapped by events. They are participants in the design. A Senate with 53 Republicans can still do damage, still obstruct, still invent excuses, still normalize paralysis. When Republicans describe their own rules as the problem, they are admitting they have chosen rules that protect minority rule and then use Trump to justify breaking them when they become inconvenient. The light of helplessness. The quotes from Mario Diaz-Balart, Tom Tillis, Josh Hawley, and Tom Cole are not evidence of conscience. They are evidence of panic. These are lawmakers discovering that the system they have defended does not reliably convert authoritarian pressure into clean legislative outcomes. That is not a democratic awakening. It is a complaint about poor execution. Their language matters. I don't know if it's a practical plan is not opposition. It is a shrug disguised as prudence. Our own rules is not a neutral description. It is the admission that they have built a structure where accountability can be delayed, diluted, or dodged. The problem is not that the Senate has become impossible. The problem is that Republicans have made impossibility politically useful. The filibuster is the point. The article treats the filibuster as a procedural obstacle Trump wants to remove. That framing is too polite. The filibuster is not some sacred democratic safeguard that has now malfunctioned. It is a veto weapon, a tool for minority obstruction, and a convenient alibi for lawmakers who want the power to block without owning the consequences. Trump's demand to abolish it is not a reform agenda. It is an attempt to strip away even the small amount of friction that still separates raw executive appetite from legislative submission. His complaint is simple. If Congress will not automatically obey, then the rules are bad. That is authoritarian logic in its purest form. Institutions are acceptable only when they produce his preferred result. Misdirection as strategy. The source material points toward the deeper operation here. Blame is being redirected from the person driving the crisis to the institution absorbing the damage. Republicans blame Senate procedure. Trump blames legislative weakness. Everyone gets to pretend the real issue is friction, not purpose. But the purpose is obvious. The article says Trump is widely believed to be trying to steal the 2026 midterm elections to avoid accountability. That is not a technical dispute over ballot access. It is an effort to preordain political outcomes so voters cannot punish him for what he has done. Dan Bicunia's description is blunt because the situation is blunt. Trump's goal is power protected from voters, not power earned from them. This is the pattern. Break the democratic process, then call the broken process proof that more concentration of power is needed. Create chaos, then use the chaos to justify control. Fail in governance, then turn the failure into a case for suppressing the electorate. What the story really shows. Republican senators are not sounding the alarm on authoritarianism. They are announcing that they would prefer a more efficient version of it. They want the benefits of Trumpism without the embarrassment of legislative dead ends. They want to preserve the ability to attack vulnerable communities while avoiding direct voter judgment. That is the actual political story. The Senate is not dying because it is too deliberative. It is being exposed as an institution full of people willing to excuse anti-democratic power as long as it is their side holding the knife. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Alternet for today's article. With the automated voice of Joe, thanks for listening.